What's up, guys? We're Tabletop Vibes, and we're taking a look at Caps and Stems, Mushrooms of the World.
This game is so quaint, so cute. I think the thing that really stood out to me about this game was the actual building of the mushrooms.
Yes.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are getting ahead, but it's beautiful. Look at this.
It's so cute.
It is. It's beautiful. The art is amazing. Even the box just gives you that warm, inviting feeling.
Yep.
So essentially in this game, you are collecting mushrooms of the world, and you have a path board in front of you, and you're trying to connect character traits of your mushrooms to build paths up and out. It's 12 rounds, and you're trying to score points based off adjacency inside the forest grove, the mushroom area where all of the mushrooms are growing. So you're going to be playing cards, spending spores to then grow your mushrooms out on the board next to each other and or your own area.
Yeah. So to start off the game, you set up your play area with a certain amount of hex tiles based on player count.
Right.
I can play up to 4 players.
Yep.
And once you have that set up, each person gets a little disc. I think mycelium disc?
Mycelium disc.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of their spot that they claim on the board, which we'll get into the benefits of planting adjacent to your mycelium disc in a bit. But you've got this terrain in front of you, and the hexes have a variety of terrain types, either dirt or wood chips or grass. And then they might also have a tree on them, either a dead tree or a leafy tree or an evergreen tree.
And that all means stuff because your mushrooms want to be placed in certain areas.
Yeah, so if you are into mushrooms or mycology, I guess it's called.
Mycology, yeah.
Then it's going to be right up your alley. And even if not, you're going to learn something new. I guarantee
we learned a lot. There's a ton of mushrooms in this world that you have just no idea. They're beautiful, deadly, stink mushrooms, toxic mushrooms. And so this game kind of brings all of these stuff that you would never know about into this beautiful crafted board game that makes you excited to play a toxic mushroom or to make a cute mushroom. And then you kind of find yourself like reading the flavor text that tells you about the actual mushroom itself. You're learning and you're playing and you're creating like this grove of area of where all the mushrooms are. And at the end of the game, which we're getting ahead of ourselves, looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's so cute, so amazing. If you like cozy games, this is a great game for you. On your turn, you've got certain cards in your hand. These are some mushrooms that you can play down on your player board. On the bottom of each card, it's got a certain amount of traits, as little as 1 or as many as 5.
Right.
The amount of traits listed on the bottom correspond to the cost in spores that it's going to cost you to grow this mushroom out on the board. So whether or not you can grow, you still get to place on your player mat. And if you can't grow, then you get a pity spore, and you get a chance to move your mycelium disc around the board for strategic reasons. Once the board starts to fill, you're going to want to have a space to kind of claim as your own.
And when you play a card down, you also have flavor text on your card as well that you can then trigger. Having more traits on your card usually comes with more benefits.
Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of different traits. I'm just going to read them because they're really cool. You have the delicious trait. So I'm assuming that you can eat those mushrooms.
Yeah, have brown caps on them.
Right. Next coming up, toxic. Do not eat.
Yeah, black caps.
Not good. Smelly. I actually I knew mushrooms could be smelly, but like I didn't know that it was like an actual trait.
A whole category.
But it's just really fun in this game. This is a prototype, so things are subject to change, but I think the deluxe version is going to be what you're going to be able to see. And they have like this little cute like curly thing that looks like
smelly.
It looks like smelly that's coming from the we'll show you.
Yeah.
Cluster, unusual, ringed, cultural, poured, and then you also have wild mushrooms that can play as any trait.
This is a great thing because what it allows you to do is kind of vary where on the board that you're playing based on the traits on your mushroom. As Adam said, there is not only flavor text, but there's also kind of card instructions when you play down a card that might score you points immediately at that stage. There are spot icons, which are kind of these special little things where if you see something on your own or another player's
water, peace sign, like there's some other kind of mushrooms that want to have other mushroom tags or traits out visible in either Steven's play area or the board, and you're making points. You're doing a lot of like trying to combo and trigger because you only play 12 cards. So it's fast, but there's a lot of like thinking through things and trying to combo to make really cool plays with your mushrooms.
Yeah. So you're scoring points potentially based on the text on your card, but also when you do plant a mushroom, you pay the cost in spores, you assemble the mushroom, and then you place on the board. Again, you have to make sure that you're placing in one of the areas where your mushroom can grow, whether that be on a terrain or type of tree printed on the card. And then you're going to play it on the board, and you also score points then, which again, the points are signified by these little poker chip tiles, which is another kind of fun way to keep score. But you also get points once you grow a mushroom based on the amount of traits shared with any adjacent mushrooms, both yours and your opponent's. So as you have these little mushroom clusters, the points can really start to get up there, which is kind of one of the fun ways to do it.
And we had the fun honor to play with the designer of the game, and he started showing us like combos and stuff that where all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, this is crazy. You can make a lot of different points.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to try to figure out that puzzle and figure out what can maximize your points. And sometimes you just play a mushroom because you just like how it looks and you just want to play a mushroom because you want to build it.
Yeah.
I found myself just like, I'm going to make a really cool, crazy mushroom.
Yeah.
When you're playing on your path board, this is super key. While you're growing up, you can start hitting these different triggers that get you expertise.
Yeah, so once you are playing out on your player mat, like Adam said, you do have to have the same trait shared as you go up the path. And then as you go across the path, there are additional bonuses that you get, either additional spores or extra victory points. And so you're being strategic about where you are playing these on your path boards as well. A couple other things that contribute to the strategy of the game is that you have these Mycology cards,
these are
which are kind of like end-game scoring, and they're hidden so that your opponents don't know kind of what you're going for, but they can also give you some crazy end-game bonuses as well based on how you grow your mushrooms or traits that are out on the board. So there are these great kind of end-game things that you can kind of keep in your back pockets and totally like wreck everyone at the end of the game.
Especially when we first started playing a couple times when we played, it's very helpful to have like a focus. Like, okay, hey, I want to have the highest traits, or it's like, hey, have a bunch of toxic traits.
Yeah.
And so you start trying to like plan your strategy around your Mycology cards, which then can make you more points on the back end. So it kind of gives a nice a pathway to victory.
Another thing that is of note in the game is that you've got expertise cards.
Yes.
On these expertise cards, you level up on expertise by planting adjacent to your own mycelium disc.
Yes.
And so that's why you might, on a non-grow turn, want to move your disc around so that you can have a place strategically to play and grow a mushroom. But the expertise is going to earn you special powers that you can use during the game. Things like you can discard, you can landscape, you can decompose a mushroom.
Just remove someone's mushroom, especially like if it's in an area where maybe your pathway of mushrooms is like create a straight line of this type of mushroom, and Steven's guy, little mushroom is in my way, decompose. Gone.
So you definitely, there are benefits from leveling up on your expertise.
And again, you want to use these in like clutch moments or trying to, or use them in combo aspects of the game. So this game has so many different like avenues. You're learning, you're playing, it's cute, it's fun, it's beautiful. Like the art is great. All the cards have like text on it so you can learn if you're into mushrooms, if you're not into mushrooms. And at the end of it all, the game, the board state just looks really fun. It's beautiful. So cool. I would definitely get the deluxe version of this game. It's just perfect.
Worth it.
So it's coming to Kickstarter super soon. And so like, subscribe, and comment.
What your favorite mushroom is.
What's your favorite mushroom?
Yeah. I like the just cremini mushrooms that come on salads and stuff like that.
I don't know. I'm not I don't like eating actual mushrooms, but I did try portobello once.
Oh, well.
Yeah. How was it? It was decent. I'm not a fan. It's a texture for me, but let us know what yours is. We're Tabletop Vibes. This has been Caps and Stems, and we will check you next time.